guys, what's up? It's John Grande live and in living color here with you on this, I believe it's October 20th, Rocktober 20th. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's 11 more days till Halloween, and I'm fucking stoked about that. I don't know about you guys. It's actually going to be on a Saturday, which is fucking out of this world to me, because that means no tests, no class, no bullshits. All the ghouls, goblins, ghosts, witches, and bitches you can imagine will be here Rocktober 31st, and that day is only 11 days away, as I mentioned. But in the meantime, I wanted to give you, the fellow listeners, the fellow subscribers, the fellow followers of this guy, John Grande, some recommendations on Netflix of a TV show that I herald as the best TV show of them all. And that I am talking about, in this case, Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone. Yeah, I know, I don't have anything to hold up. I don't own actually any of the seasons on DVD, but I actually was hanging out with my buddies Connor and Nick the other day, and we were watching some Twilight Zones on Netflix, and I figured, there are actually quite a few Twilight Zone episodes around the Halloween time that really get me in the mood of Halloween, in the spirit of Halloween. So I figured, why not make a video and recommend some of the more obscure Twilight Zone episodes that really capture that spirit of All Hallows Eve, Halloween, baby. So All Hallows Eve is the 30th, just saying. I've comprised of a list that I just dropped, but somehow caught, in a few episodes that I would absolutely recommend. I'm not going to go crazy in depth on each one of these, but these are absolutely the few that jumped out to me and are always the one that really get me into that creepy kind of vibe, atmosphere. Definitely more weirder Twilight Zone episodes, not the ones that are heralded like Eye of the Beholder or To Serve Man. None of that's on this list. Those are classics of this episode's, this show's genre, but these are more of the Halloween genre. So without further ado, the first episode I have here is called Escape Clause, and this is about a guy who is just sick of everything, hates his life, and he wants nothing more but to be immortal. And the devil comes down he comes up from hell, says, okay, you can be immortal. They sign a deal, and just fucking insanity ensues from there. I mean, this guy's trying to kill himself, jumping in front of fucking trains, jumping off buildings. I mean, it's the craziest thing ever, but it's one of those episodes that you really have to watch it to appreciate it. There's this great twist ending to it, and really dark twist ending, and it really makes you think, like, yeah, that was a bad idea from the get-go, which is, it's just a phenomenal episode. Really, really good around this time. Of anything to do with the devil, to me, really clicks with Halloween. I don't know why, but the next one I have is And When the Sky Was Opened, and this is just more of an atmospheric episode, just really fucking creepy-ass episode. These three astronauts come back from, I guess they crashed their spaceship, and one of them is like banged up, one of them has like a horrible injury to his leg, and then the other two guys are completely unscraped, unscarred, whatever, and they're at a bar, and like one of them's like, oh man, I get this funny feeling, and he's like dropping a beer, and all of a sudden the guy's like fucking gone, and you're like, what in the hell, like he just disappears. He's in a phone booth trying to call his parents, and then he's just gone. And it's just the weirdest thing, and like the friend is trying to tell everybody this guy's gone, but nobody believes him because now all of a sudden 3 turned to 2, and it's just the weirdest episode. Like these guys just keep disappearing one by one, and they're trying to figure out what the hell happened, and nobody remembers them actually at the most point. So it's just really, really cool stuff. Really cool episode. Really does get the creep factor to a perfect 10, and I love it. The third one I have is The After Hours. This one, again, super creepy atmosphere. This woman is kind of working in this department store, and she goes on the elevator, and she goes to this unknown level, and there's all these mannequins in there, and there are people like, hello, and like, it's just such a creepy ass, like, I don't know what the fuck kind of episodes. It's really weird. And then there's, again, another great twist ending to it, and about the girl, and where she's from, and it's just really, really scary episode. I mean, it's actually probably one of the scariest episodes of the whole show, and it's definitely deserving to be on this list. Great episode to watch around Halloween. The next one I have is The Howling Man. This is absolutely perfect. Again, like all of these are, perfect to watch around this time of year. It's about this guy who's kind of a drifter, and he stumbles upon this like Baptist church, and there's this guy they have locked up, and he's howling every night, and they have him locked up with this kind of, well, I won't say what, but and the guy's trying to get him, help me out, unlock me, they're crazy, you know. And then you know, there's this awesome evil twist because these people at the Baptist church tell the drifter that the guy they have locked up is the devil, and he doesn't believe them, and he's trying to sneak out, trying to get the guy out of the cell, and there's just great ending to it again, and there's just really just scary ass episode, creepy as all hell, really really good stuff. And the next one I have is 22, which is about a woman who keeps having this recurring nightmare in a morgue, and it's just so scary. And the thing about this episode is it was shot on a videotape recorder. It wasn't shot like the normal on film. It was shot on a videotape, so it looks a lot different. It looks very cheap, actually. And that really just adds to the vibe of the whole episode. I mean, it's just so, like, you don't feel safe at all. And the dream sequences are fantastic. Like Dario Argento-esque before Dario Argento was even a thing. And it's just really, really good stuff. Really cool episode. 22. Reoccurring dreams. Nightmares. It will give you nightmares. Gave me nightmares. I won't even lie. The next one I have is Death's Head Revisited. This is about a concentration camp. This guy goes back to it. He used to be like a Hitler guy, a Nazi guy, and he basically, like, all the Jews come back in the ghost of the Jews, and they're just fucking torturing him, and it's so brutal to watch, man. I mean, it really will freak you out. And I mean, obviously everybody's disturbed by the whole concentration camp ideas and what went on here in the mid-1940s, but this episode just captures it so well in that little bottle of lightning, man. It's just perfect episode. Really, really creepy stuff. The next one I have is The Hunt. This is more of a lighter-hearted episode, which is weird because it actually has to do with some death, but there's some cool scenes of this guy who, well, I won't ruin anything, but I'll just tell you, basically this guy and his dog go hunting and die. And pretty much they don't even know that him and the dog don't even realize that they have died. And they're walking around and he sees his wife and he's trying to talk to her. Nobody hears him, and they're digging his dog's grave and nobody hears him, and it's just so creepy. And then it's just this old man and his dog walking along these like grassy dirt roads, and it's just so fucking great. Like, I love how wherever this was shot, I would love to go and just walk on the road myself because it's just so freaking creepy, man. It's awesome stuff. I love The Hunt. Really, really underrated episode. Next one I have is Nothing in the Dark, which is about a woman who's scared of dying, and she's scared the devil is going to get her, so she doesn't let anybody in her house, and she lives in this like really, really weird like house under the ground, and there's snow, and I always loved the tone and look of this episode. Like, it's just really like, it's like, man, there's nothing other in the world. Like, this room is the only room in the world. Like, it really gives that kind of scary vibe to it, and it's really awesome. Again, another great twist ending, and really, really good one for people who haven't seen that one. That's actually one of the most underrated episodes of the whole show, I think. Next one I have is An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. This is not actually an episode that was produced, directed, acted by people that were involved with the Twilight Zone. It's actually a French film that they took because of some reason they didn't have an episode that week, so they took this from, I guess, off the French shelves, and this is just amazing, this episode. It's about this guy who's going to be hung, and he jumps off and the rope snaps, and they're trying to shoot him, and he's swimming away, and he sees all these like hallucinations, and it's just so fucking scary, man. Like, he sees his wife like coming out of the door, like trying to reach for him, and he's reaching for her, and it's just, oh man, it's great. I love it. Watch that episode. If you've never seen that episode, that's one of the best Twilight Zone episodes. Obviously, it's the best one that wasn't produced or acted or whatever by the rest of the people that were involved with the show, but really, really, really cool episode. Next to last one I got is Come Wander With Me. Yes, come wander with me, love. Absolutely the scariest episode of the show. I don't have to say much more. Great song, great acting, great conspiracy theories that, you know, what the fuck happens. Very vague plot, but very, very good. I mean, it really hits home to me. I think it's one of the scariest. It's almost like if an Italian director made a Twilight Zone episode. The plot doesn't make much sense, but everything else around it is working in this perfect cohesive unit, and it's just a perfect mesh of horror and suspense and what the Twilight Zone really was. I really think that it's the most underrated episode of the whole show. I think it's fantastic. And it's hate on it a lot because it doesn't have a a perfect ending and a perfect plot and a perfect acting performances. I don't think it needs all that. I think the fear level factor, the tone, vibe, atmosphere it gives is 10 out of 10 to me. And the last episode, so check that one out though. Of all these, that's the number one I recommend. That episode is so underrated and so underappreciated. You have to watch that one. And the last one I have is The Fear. Basically, this guy and girl, they're like together. I think he's like a cop, and they think like this alien is outside, and there's really cool. Like you see these giant fingerprints, and they think it's a giant alien. I really like Rod's narrations, like the opening and closing narrations are really, really good in this one. He's talking about fear and how he perceives fear, and that's really the main reason to watch the episode. Just those opening narration and closing narration, really, really good stuff. But I hope I give you guys some good ones to watch around this time of year. It's absolutely still and always will be my favorite show, and those are absolutely my favorite episodes to watch around this time of year. And I'm hoping you're enjoying your Halloween. If you have been watching some Halloween movies, have you been watching the ones that I've told you to or recommended for you? Tell me about them. Tell me how much you love them. Tell me how much you hate them. Just tell me something about them. Comment down below. Let me know. Like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you love yours truly. But for now, I am John Grande. I am the best in the world, and I will see you guys later. Peace.